Hi, my name is Myra Tanksley, and I am recording this on April the 10th, 2015. I am the proud single parent of a 22-year-old son with autism that's been a victim of cruel, inhumane treatment by the state of Ohio government, by the Franklin County, Ohio government and courts. And added to that is a very corrupt, evil, lying lawyer that was appointed by the Franklin County probate court, or probate court of Franklin County, Ohio. And she has, not only is she abusing and neglecting and exploiting my son, because she's getting his money now that he's out in the community, his SSI, but she has turned her head while the state of Ohio was abusing him and assaulting him and neglecting him. Over 2 years in their state of Ohio operated facility, Columbus Developmental Center. So my son was there from involuntarily committed illegally, because he doesn't meet the criteria for being legally committed to an ICF MR facility in Ohio, operated by the state of Ohio. But they illegally confined him there in November 2012, and he was just discharged from there last month, March 2015. So he was there over 2 years illegally confined. He suffered repeated abuse, neglect, and assault. Just various types of abuses, neglect. He was punched in the chest, attacked by a state worker. Go to the YouTube channel. You'll see some of those audio videos already documented in my YouTube channel. I also have two Facebook pages. I have one that's called The Abuse and Neglect of Autistic Marquise Tanksley by the Government, and that is showing some of the evidence that I have, showing how he's been abused and neglected and assaulted as well. My second page is called Justice for Autistic Marquise Tanksley, and that shows the corrupted process, how these people use all their dirty tricks and, abuse courts and slander you in their court documents and lie on you, and how they abuse their power. So please go to Facebook page and you can see more of what I'm talking about and what I have proven. Me and my son, we just have legalized criminals in our lives right now. They're very, very evil, sick people. There's also racial components to this, because I believe we probably wouldn't have been treated so bad if I wasn't African American. I know people going to deny it, but yeah, they denied abuse of my son too. And I can prove I'm not lying about that. And I think the history of this country, including up to the present, can, if you really can deal with reality, I'm not lying about how racial, there's racial overtones. It always has been in this country, and it will continue to be, because that stuff comes from the heart. You can't change that with laws. So I'm a victim in this too, but my son has really, really suffered, and I've suffered along with him, because no mother wants to go and see their child, especially when they're disabled, and see him the way I've seen him. I'm thankful that he is verbal, because he is able to tell me things, but there's some things he doesn't even have to tell me. And that's why I told myself, don't insult my intelligence. I can go in there and see he's being assaulted and abused, but thank God he is verbal, and he's able to also tell me how they mistreating, how much he misses me and loves me, wondering, why he can't see me, why he's not living with me, why I can't talk to him on the phone. So that's what this is all about. Yesterday, because I'm recording this on April the 10th, 2015, but yesterday, on April the 9th, was my son. His first name is Marquise. Marquise turned 22 years old yesterday. And that's the first time he has not ever celebrated his birthday with me. And I have requested numerous times to the so-called limited guardian, whose name is Erin Sanford. She's a very evil, very corrupt, lying attorney. She goes along to get along with the system. She works for the system. That's the reason why they appointed her. Because they don't like for a parent like me that they know will expose them to know anything. They block your notification. They don't want you to have any information. They're afraid to even let me see where he's living or the inside of where he's living in the community. And they're afraid to let him talk to me on the phone. But yesterday was his birthday, and I actually posted this on the Facebook pages that, I wasn't able to see or talk to him on Easter Sunday after I requested that I'd be able to see or talk to him. And that was April the 5th. That was this past Sunday. And that, yesterday when I put this post on there, I said, this is my son's birthday today. Happy birthday. But it's pretty pathetic that a individual, an adult child with autism, can't even celebrate his birthday with his own mother. I said, now this is the kind of piece of scum and legal criminals that we have in our lives. That's the evil that we have in our life. And there's not one ethical person that I have dealt with. All I've seen is these, scummy, evil, incompetent government officials disabuse my son and neglect my son. I mean, he's been beaten, he's been abused and neglected in all sorts of ways. So after I post that, I received a phone call. It was at 4:57 p.m. from Sanford. Remember, she's the corrupt, unfit, lying attorney. I call her scum attorney, but attorney. And I could prove that because she lied on me. I proved that with audio, video. I proved that she's unfit from her own mouth. I have her recorded telling me and another corrupt attorney that she can't handle mental health caseloads or those types of caseloads. So she even missed to her unfitness. I proved that she's incompetent and reckless and indifferent. She didn't follow a federal order from the U.S. Department of Education. But you have to go to the audio videos because I'll be talking all day long if I went into those. But those details are in those particular audio videos, and you can find those on the YouTube channel, showing her unfitness, her corruption, her indifference, her the way she lies, and how incompetent she is. And that's what this tape is all about. Because, like I was saying, around 4:57 p.m., after I posted this on Facebook, they must have read it, I received a letter from a gal named Crystal. She works in Sanford's office. And she called and said that that Marquise had tried to call me on Easter Sunday, which is a flat-out lie, because on Easter Sunday I went to church, and then I also went out and visit my relatives' graves. And nobody called me on Easter Sunday, and I didn't call anybody. And I'm going to prove it because I'm going to go ahead and post my call record. Because you can get your call records, call history, and you'll see nothing is there for April the 5th, 2015. So that was lie number one. And then they said that the visits, because they had chosen a place for me and my son to visit, that you have to pay money to visit if you stay over an hour, and that it was supervised visit. Now this was Sanford's dirty trick, because she wants me not to be able to collect more dirt, because my son will tell me how they're treating him. And if you look on my abuse and neglect page, you see that I collect evidence, and I know how to collect evidence. And so with this paid visitation agency that she chose us to visit at, I would have to pay $30 an hour if I would have stayed over an hour. The first 60 minutes would have been paid by a Stanklin County Board of DD. But if I wanted to stay for 2 hours, I would have to pay $30. And also they were supervised. So you didn't have no privacy, and they could. These people wasn't licensed or trained or anything. I mean, they're exploiting the system and exploiting those type of visits. But those visits are for like abuse, neglect cases or custody problems. You drop off the kid. Mom drops off the kid 15 minutes before dad gets there to visit, and then I said, this is not appropriate for us. I said the location, everything about it is wrong, and God shut it down. But Crystal said that the visits were actually implying that they were actually terminated because I was unwilling to go there, which is a malicious lie. Actually, I went there March the 15th, 2015, because Sanford had stopped me from seeing my son for 3 weeks. She wouldn't allow us to visit. And on March the 15th, I think she was trying to find a place where she can, get them to supervise our visits and tell my son not to tell me anything, or if I looked at his scalp, and it was going to be real short. They were doing that over the state facility too, so only 60 minutes, because they're so afraid for my son and me to spend time and have any time really together, because they know that I'll see that he's being abused and neglected, and he's verbal. He's able to talk to me and tell me things. Not as, what I want to say, in his own way, as far as the way autism affects him. So he's, still has some delayed vocabulary and, some delayed expressions and that sort of thing. But he is not non-verbal. He can't tell me things, and they hate that. That's the reason why they never let me talk to him on the phone when he was in the state facility. They won't let me even see where he's living at, and they definitely don't want me to go in there and see how they have placed him and what it looks like, and they don't want me to see the staff interacting with him, and that's what this is all about. And then they take your guardianship away so they can say, well, we don't have to deal with you, we don't have to tell you anything. If your son get injured, we get to call our own guardian, we don't have to call you, because all she's gonna do is just turn her head and get along with the system that she works for and is a part of. It's just pure scum. I said, any attorney that uses their license and the law to exploit helpless people and their families is just pure scum. I said, these people worse than any criminals out in the street. I respect a criminal out in the street more than I respect these so-called government officials, because they make paychecks off of that. They do that Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 or 9 to 5. And, the Bible's just full of that, how God feels about people that oppress needy, helpless people and, deny them justice and practice injustice. The book of Psalms is full of that. And I am a Christian, and so is my son. And God is fighting this battle, and he ain't going to win. Jesus is all in this. And I told Sanford that, and I told all the rest of that scum that. I said, we are not in this thing by ourselves. Jesus is holding us, keeping us, anchoring us, and he's done already overcome you and every other dirty trick you could think of. And he's going to deal with people with the way they have treated my son and me, but especially him. Because he ain't going through what he's going through because he deserves it. Not as far as Jesus is concerned. But he can work through anybody. And that's what he is doing. So, this particular tape or audio video is going to prove that my son did not call me on Easter Sunday. And it will let you hear her tell me that, because I don't sit around and make up evil things on evil, sick people. I don't have to. I just go ahead and expose it for what it is, and then I back it up. So you'll hear Crystal call and tell me that Marquise tried to call, or actually called me on Easter Sunday, and there was no answer. And then you will also hear her say that because of my unwillingness to visit at Welcome to Our World, that's the name of the paid supervised visiting location. That's why we can't visit there anymore. Then after you hear Crystal say that, you will actually hear the, and she was a heavyset female staff member of Welcome to Our World. That's on a separate tape. You will actually hear her tell me that she didn't think it was a good place. This place wasn't set up. Well, she was telling the DD staff this place wasn't set up for a visit like me and Marquise, which is my son. And then she actually told me that we can't visit there anymore. And you'll actually hear her say that. And then you will also hear Crystal call me on a separate day, and I can't remember. I think it was March the 27th, and it was short and sweet. I'm calling you because Erin Sanford wanted me to give you this message, and the message is: Welcome to Our World has terminated the visits. The visits have been terminated by Welcome to Our World. And I just couldn't believe it when she had called yesterday and left a message and said that the visits were terminated at that place because of my unwillingness to go there. Now, if I was unwilling to go there, I would have never visited my son on March the 15th, 2015. And then when I went March the 22nd, 2015, he didn't show up. They didn't even bring him because they said that he had punched a hole in the wall where he was at. So if a person's unwilling to go, to use something, they don't do it. So I'm just gonna, prove what I say about these people. And that's the kind of lying scum that we got in our lives. And these people are supposed to be lawyers and guardians and stuff. They're just filth. They're just low down government filth with a lot of dirty tricks, and they're very incompetent too. I said, this Crystal can't even remember. She can't keep up with all the lies that Sanford tells her to, say. But that's what this audio video is about. So the first tape, because it's a lot of stuff, when you got an army full of corrupt people and all they do morning, noon, and night is practice corruption, and they're incompetent, there's a lot of lies to expose. There's a lot of dirt to expose, and corruption and incompetence. You can really get kind of confused, but not me, because I'm living it, and I keep records. I won't say that I don't need to write stuff down and record stuff, because I do. I do it for accuracy too, but it also shows that I'm not just sitting up here making up things and it's just my imagination. These are really some sick, corrupt people. So without further ado, I am going to go ahead and let you first hear Crystal. This is from yesterday, April the 9th, 2015, my son's 22nd birthday. And you will hear her actually lie and say that Marquise called me on Easter Sunday. And then you will also hear her lie and say, because of my unwillingness, that's why the visits couldn't be at Welcome to Our World. So let me get to, because they're on different tapes and stuff, so let me get to the message that Crystal left me, and it was 4:57 p.m. yesterday on April the 9th, 2015. And unfortunately, it's pretty low. It really is. I wish it was higher, but I think I could still get you to hear it though. So here we go.
Hi Myra, my name is Crystal. I work with Erin Sanford here at her office. I wanted to let you know that she has discussed with the team and no visits are going to be occurring at Marquis' home. The place that had been set up was at Welcome to Our Place, but due to your unwillingness, they're not able to set up those visits. They're working on getting alternative arrangements found at this time. Also, we will let you know as soon as those arrangements
Okay, so there you have it. You heard her say that because I was unwilling to go to have the visits done at Welcome to Our World, that's the reason why they couldn't have it. I didn't think it was appropriate because of the reasons that I previously stated. But if a person's unwilling to do something, they just don't do it. And if I was really, really unwilling to see my son, because I thought it was an awful place, but I knew it was Sanford's dirty tricks. I know what a piece of corrupt, scummy lawyer she is. But I wanted to see my son. And I actually did visit with him March the 15th, 2015. I have a picture of that, and I also have an audio tape of that visit. And he just was expressing how sad he was that he didn't get to see me for 3 weeks. He told me he missed me really bad and that he was heartbroken, all on tape. So I wanted you to hear her actually, that I'm not making it up. Crystal actually blamed me for the visits being terminated. And then you also actually heard her lie and said that Marquise actually called me on Easter Sunday. So you heard that. Like I said, I know it was low volume, but you heard that. Now, I'm going to rebuff this stuff. And the next tape you hear will be Crystal actually calling me and telling me that Sanford wanted her to tell me this message, that Welcome to Our World actually terminated those visits. The visits at Welcome to Our World was actually terminated. So let me find that one. And it's like I don't even have to, try to play the one from Welcome to Our World's female staff, because she actually had told me that we wouldn't be able to come back. But she was talking to somebody from the DD staff. After Marquise didn't show up on March the 22nd, 2015, I said, well, you need to call and see what's going on. Why isn't my son here at this visit? She talked to somebody, and I think it was DD staff. I don't think it was Sanford. Got up, went into another room, but when she came out, I heard her telling whoever she was talking to, well, this ain't the place. We're not set up for that. This is not the place. And then she hung up with them, and then she told me, she said, well, y'all can't visit here anymore because we had already visited the week before. And then that's what she told me. She said, because he punched a hole in the wall, so he won't be coming. So I think when they said that, he punches holes in walls or something like that, that's probably when she really, really decided not to, have him visit here with me. So anyway, here you will hear Crystal calling me, and like I said, it was on March the 27th, telling me that the visits were actually terminated by Welcome to Our World, not because I was unwilling to visit there. So here we go.
Hello? I need to with Myra Jansen, please.
Speaking.
Hi, this is Crystal with the Master-in-Law office, and I work with Erin Sanford.
Yes.
And I needed to call and give you a message that the visits at Welcome to Our Place have been terminated by Welcome to Our Place.
I know they told me that, yeah.
Okay, so there you have it. It's actually called Welcome to Our World, but she calls it Welcome to Our Place. Crystal doesn't actually really know the proper name. But there you have it, where she... And I was going to just go ahead and have the tape play for you of the female staff telling me that, because on March the 22nd, after they told me that, he wasn't coming, and they said that somebody said that he punched a hole in the wall, she actually told me, she said, this y'all can't come back here, and I got that on tape too. So it's, but I don't think, now that I think about it, I don't really have to even play that. I think with Crystal lying so much for Sanford, and Sanford having her lie so much, she forgot that the Crystal had called me on March the 27th and told me this message that you just heard. So, for the Easter Sunday lie, I will be posting a separate post, and it'll just show my call record. Um, you'll see that on the call record, it'll have April the 4th, and then the next listing is April the 6th, because I did not have any phone calls on the 5th. I didn't make none, and I didn't receive any. So anyway, there you have it. It just goes to show what lying pieces of, it's just like having a bunch of criminals in your life. But I know the Lord is, his ways is not our ways, his timing. He's aware of everything. He's not shocked and surprised at the evil of these people. And he'll turn it around for me and Marquise is good. But I know that he is working through my son to expose. The darkness will be exposed, he says. And look for the separate posts with the call record to show that, as long as you got people like that in your life, that just fill your life with a bunch of corruption, evil, and lies and stuff. But look for that post and you'll see that I did not receive or make a phone call on Easter Sunday. So they lied on my son when they said that he called and there was no answer. And you heard it for yourself. The visits at Welcome to Our World is not Welcome to Our Place, like Crystal says. Was not because I was unwilling to go. I had already went. If I was unwilling, I would have never went. But it's because Welcome to Our World actually terminated themselves. And Crystal called and told me that March 27th. Then yesterday, on my son's birthday, April the 9th, she called and said that they were actually, they stopped there because of my unwillingness. So that's a lying kind of, and, this poor girl works in Sanford's law office and stuff, but it trickles down. So there you have it. Don't forget to look for the other posts about Easter Sunday, and just go to the Facebook pages. Once again, the abuse and neglect of autistic Marquise Tanksley by the government. That's the first page. I started that one first. Then I said I'm going to show how these people abuse and all the dirty tricks they use and stuff, especially with court documents. These scummy, lying, slimy attorneys and stuff, going out there filing all kind of lying, deceptive motions, and they're, slandering you. Franklin County Board of DD is just pure filth, just county filth. Probate court, the judges, the magistrates, just as, full of evil, and, they can't even get their facts right, because when you act ugly, God will trip you up, spike your booty, and make you fall in your own trap. So please visit the Justice for Autistic Marquise Tanksley. A lot of documents on there of how they have lied and on me, what they did to take my guardianship away so they can try to protect themselves, and it shows you what I'm talking about. That's not everything, but that's enough to prove that I'm not just full of hot air. So thank you for listening. I hope everybody has a blessed day. I will be posting hopefully this audio video after it processes soon. I will also be posting a picture of my call record to show on April the 5th my son didn't call me like Crystal claims that he did. Just another lie. And then also I've just proven the other lie. They did say something about they want him to call me every Monday and Thursday, but I'll be working probably a different shift, so I'm going to have to really try to get a time where I know my son will not um, be unable to call and talk to me, and I will be there readily available to talk to my son, because God knows I love him. I miss him so much, and I know he's, that's a double heartache, because I know he's missing me and wanting to be with me and stuff. And Jesus is also, he's not happy about this situation because he told me. But I'm to remain, stay faithful, and give it to the Lord. Step back and let Him handle it, because He actually stopped that welcome to our world visitation. He turned it back around, and it backfired on Sanford. That's what it did, because she had no place choosing that. No reason to choose that place, but it was because of a dirty trick of trying to stop me from visiting him over an hour. If I did, I had to pay $30 more an hour, and also to have it supervised. Because the boy even told me, he said, we work for the courts. We work for attorneys, and in the courts. And every time somebody visits, we actually write it up and send it to them. So that was like bingo for her, But the Lord it made it backfire. But I didn't stop it. Welcome to Our World stopped it, and you heard that. So thanks again for listening. Hope you have a God bless day, and don't forget to go to Facebook and read up on some of the posts, so that if you have questions, hopefully they should be answered. Thank you very much. God bless.